Hello brothers and welcome back to another video. So today we've got quite a lot to talk about. We've got Abbadon, we've got the Vigilus Ablaze book, custom Chaos Space Marines, Codex Mark II as I like to call it. Let's just jump in, let's go through it all and we can just talk a lot of chaos. So let's start with the pre-orders. So all the pre-orders for Abbadon, Vigilus Ablaze, Chaos Codex Mark II, the new terrain piece, the custom Space Marines, all go live on the 23rd of March. That is this coming Saturday, to release the following Saturday, which is the 30th of March. So everything Chaos-wise is going, well, I say everything's going to be coming out at the end of March. We still have the Sorcerer, the Dark Apostle, the Ruminate, the Terminator Rumor, with all the, the Rumor Demon images and stuff like that. They still haven't got their articles yet, so of course now they're going to be coming after March. They'll probably have their own little month's worth of releases. Now, as I mentioned, you're going to get your custom Space Marines. What I mean by that is that these are not the easy to fit ones, what you got in Shadow Spear, and also the Blackstone Fortress they mentioned as well. You got a couple of Space Marines in there. You're actually going to get a nice box now where you can equip them however you want, equip them as range, close combat, all that kind of stuff that we expect from GW kits. This is what you got to get, and I'm kind of upset in a way that the Primaris stuff hasn't got this announcement. I know it's a month of chaos, but I really, really want the Primaris stuff that came in Shadowspear to get this kind of announcement as well. Hopefully, it's not too far off. But as you can see from the image in the background, the custom Chaos Space Marine box is looking great. It looks absolutely fantastic. There's a guy that's basically holding like a belt feed of ammunition going into his gun. It's so like Vietnam era-esque kind of a pose. I absolutely love it. Stop doing to me this, Chaos. I will not come over to your foul side with promises of glorious models. You've got like the little champion with his holding his sword up. He's got the Eye of Horus on the backpack and stuff like that. Well, I think it's a champion or just a banner bearer or something. The guy at the front with his plasma gun holding the axe and stuff. Absolutely fantastic models. And you've got the Melter guy, heavy bolter and some chainsaws and stuff at the back. There's a guy with a drum magazine as well, all the way at the back with a fancy loincloth. So yeah, really, really cool models. At the end of the month, you'll have all these to make your own little squads and do whatever you want with them. They also included some paint schemes, bar the Black Legion paint scheme. So there's Night Lords, there's Word Bearers, there's Alpha Legion. There's some noobs, Iron Warriors over there with a missile launcher. I'm sure he's trying to aim that at an Imperial Fist Fortress. He's going to fail fantastically because he's an absolute noob. One of the things that they didn't include in this, which I kind of find interesting, get ready to bite down on some theory crack, is that there's no World Eaters and there's no Slanesh models there at all. I wonder why. Are they really saving those paint schemes for a certain batch of new models? Maybe. Only time will tell. And next we have terrain piece. So this is called the Noctilith Crown. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So technically this is the second terrain piece for Chaos because we have that demon corn kind of altar thing. So this is the second terrain piece for Chaos. And it's basically Stargate. That's the way I see it. It's basically Stargate 40k. That's the first thing that popped into my head when I saw this. It's like, oh, that looks like the Stargate gate. So apparently this gives you invulnerable saves and it making it easy for Chaos Psychers to cast their fell magic. So hopefully you just basically put this in the middle of your army or something, or put it at a certain point where you want to move your army and you get some nice bonuses for this piece of terrain. So yeah, it looks cool as well. It actually does look cool, even though it is very Stargate 40k. And on to the juicy stuff in the article, which is Vigilus Ablaze. So with Abbadon leading the Black Legion, their latest brutal assault, Real Space, the War on Vigilus enters its final terminal phase. That's what it states here. It also states in the latest campaign book, you will follow the thrilling conclusion on the war for Vigilus. So basically this is it. This is the end game now. We are in the final furlong. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. It looks like to me, I really think that Chaos are going to win. Chaos are going to win. They're going to take the planet. What does that mean for the Imperium? Basically, that's got to cut them off from the other side, if I'm not mistaken. There should be of course, with Vigilus being on one side, there should be a planet on the other side as well. So maybe technically they need to take the other planet on the other side to completely cut off the Imperial forces. But it's going to be really, really interesting to see where they go. Hopefully, some characters die in this. Now, I know people get a bit mad if their favourite character dies or something. I absolutely guarantee that the Imperial fists are going to be butchered in this because that's the way that GW love to do their stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if the Imperial Fist chapter master turns up on this planet to save the day and then instantly gets shot in the head as soon as he steps his foot on Vigilus, because that's the way they like to treat my favourite Legion. I don't know why. Well, favourite chapter. I don't know why. But it is going to be fun. I can't wait to get my hands on this. This for me is the thing I definitely got to get. Of course, all the chaos. I'm an Imperial fanboy, but this is the book I'm going to get just so I can sit down, read all the lore, and find out what in the Emperor's name is happening on Vigilus, who lives, who survives, and who's basically wins. That's it. Now, just like the first book, this book is going to have a ton of rules in it as well, and it's mainly, well, it is going to be for Chaos. You're going to have Renegade forces in there. They're going to have their own stuff. It does mention Red Corsairs, Crimson Slaughter, Renegades like the Purge, Brazen Beast, Flawless Host, the Scourged. All these chaps are going to get their own little rules and stuff, and they're going to be, get their own traits, just like the Crimson Fist got theirs, Black Templars, and the Imperial Fist got some stuff in the part 1 of this book. One of the really, really interesting things about this, it mentions in the article, it says there's a number of specialist attachments like Terror bringing the host of Raptorial or the mysterious Fallen Angels. So the Dark Angels are going to be in, well, the Fallen Angels, or are these the true loyalists? That's up for debate. These chaps are going to be involved in some way, and we knew that already because the Raven Guard is on Vigilus, and there was a bit of lore where when the White Scars and the Raven Guard were charging a bunch of orcs like on their bikes, like forward, and all of a sudden the Raven Guard just veered off for some mysterious reason, and the White Scars were like, "What the fuck, bro? Why did you leave us?" So that more or less confirmed that Fallen are on Vigilus, or they're doing something on Vigilus anyway. That's why the Raven Wing are there and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. Hopefully some mentions of Luthor, because we know he's escaped from the Rock. Hopefully. Now on to another book, which is basically Codex Chaos Space Marines, the updated version. It's actually got a number 2 on the front cover, and I'm just calling it Codex Chaos Space Marines Mark II. That's it. I'm just going to call it Chaos Mark II, because that's basically what it is. So you're going to be getting all the updated rules in the Chaos Space Marine. There's actually a nice little flow chart here. So it says start here. I own the previous version of Codex Chaos Space Marines, and it just says you should get Vigilus Ablaze, and it says if you don't own it, you just get Codex Chaos Space Marines, and it goes that way. One of the things I'm really confused about this is the Codex Chaos Space Marines going to have all the rules in for the Renegade chapters, which are mentioned in Vigilus Ablaze? Or is it just for stuff like, Abbadon, just the basic Chaos Space Marine stuff? I've read it. I can't find anything at all on it. What my main problem is there is that it's still making people bring multiple books if that's the case. So if I buy the new Codex Chaos Space Marine Codex and it doesn't have the Renegade stuff in it, then I still have to go and buy Vigilus Ablaze to have those rules for those chapters. And this is one of the things that GW promised us they weren't going to do. They said at the start of 8th edition, we want to bring it down, make it more streamlined, so you're not taking 3 or 4 books when you want to come play your game. At the moment, for me, if I want to play my Imperial Fist Force, because Crimson Fist is the best to take, I have to take my Chaos as my Space Marine Codex, I have to take the rule book, I have to take Vigilus, chapter approved, and also White Dwarf. So there's 5 books, and if I want to have an attachment, let's say, of Assassins, that's another White Dwarf I have to take. So there's 7. So there's a lot of books just to play your bloody armies now, and it really is getting just such a strain. So I really hope GW would just streamline it. Just give us some digital rules or something like that. They should have something where, for example, if I buy the Codex Starter Space Marine book, I should get a code with it. And maybe they can have like a little app or something on their website where I enter the code and I just get access to all the stratagems digitally, all the rules on a digital format, so I can put it on my iPad or my phone or something like that. And just so I can just take that instead of taking six books to a bloody game. It really is getting a bit frustrating now. And that's not it, because it says "and more!" It says this is just the first wave of the new Chaos releases, the spearhead of Abbadon's assault, if you will. Over the next few weeks, you can look forward to even more new models, so keep checking back here for the latest updates. In the meantime, if you're ready to start a Chaos army, grab yourself Shadow Spear. So that's technically going back to what we said at the start of the video. We've still got the Rumored Terminators, the Dark Apostle, the Sorcerer. Maybe there's even more stuff that's yet to come out for Chaos, which we haven't really seen, and they're just waiting to surprise us. I can't really see anything bigger than Abbadon, to be fair. Of course, the new Dark Apostle, the new Sorcerer, and then the rumoured Terminators stuff, that's going to be big in itself, but it's not going to be as big as Abbadon. So we'll see. We shall see. Only time will tell what we're going to get. I probably predict this week we'll get more information about those models. And probably this weekend, it may be the pre-orders for those models. So let's hold out and we shall see very, very soon. Alright, Chaperoonios, that is me done for another video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Of course, I'll be back with more news, more whatever, what drops. If there's any more news drops this week, I'll be making more videos, talking about it, discussing it, and we can all just watch as Chaos marches onto Vigilus. Hopefully, Vigilus will stand in the Imperium's name. Who do you stand with? Do you stand with Abbadon? Or do you stand with the Imperium? How dare you stand with Abbadon, you absolute heretic. If you've just thought to yourself, I stand with Abbadon, I shall purge you. I shall purge you into dust. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you all very, very soon. See you now, and bye-bye.